Today, I'm building the biggest fort ever! You! Mice, carry those twigs over there. Blue jays! Get those long sticks! Hurry, hurry, hurry! And no stopping! Faster! That's not how you do it!
We're trying. We don't like being bossed around.
Wait! Where are you going? But I told them what to do.
Just then, Turtle had a little job of his own.
Hello, friends. Please, would you mind helping me move this flower pot?
Sure! Yeah! Thank you. Yeah!
Rabbit had been giving orders all morning. Turtle had simply asked.
They helped him, but they wouldn't help me. Could you please help me with my fort, if you don't mind?
Sure! We'd love to.
Really?
Please and thank you.
Thanks, Turtle.
Kind words
You're welcome.
help us through. When we work together,
We built it together.
there's so
We've
much
completed the
we can
fort.
do. There's so much we can do.
Please and thank you really do make a difference.
Kind words make good teamwork. And Rabbit learned that the best way to build something together is to build it with kindness.
Please, friends, come inside our fort.
I made that full 3D cartoon video using free AI tools and just one prompt, and by the end of this video, you will be able to create yours. Welcome to today's tutorial. If you're new here, my name is Nancy, and this channel is all about using AI to improve our productivity, skilling up, and making money using those skills. So if you love such content, please take a seat by subscribing to this channel, hit the like button, drop a comment, and please watch till the end. Now, let's get into the video. So the link to this prompt will be in the description box below. Especially for those who will be following along, you can do well to check it out so you can get the full prompt. But I simply went to ChatGPT, and you can use any other AI tool to write your story, and then you enter the prompt. Now for this prompt, I basically did 4 main things, and those are: 1, I assigned a role to the AI tool and told it to act as a prompt director or a prompt engineer, a story director, and all those things in the prompt. And then I gave it a context, what I needed it to do for me, the theme, knowing that it is cartoon, the tools I'll be using. And then I gave it the tasks that it is supposed to help me do a 4-part framework. Now, this 4-part framework is what will help me get my story at the end. And I will not need to enter any other complex prompts. All I will just do is when it gets to a part, it will tell me I'm done with this part, or continue, should I continue, or is it okay? Then I'll tell it either yes or no, or go on, just something simple like that. And so after giving it the tasks, I gave it an output, which is my expectation. So I will not be reading through the entire prompt so that I can save time and not make this video too long. But you can always check the link once again in the description box below to get the full prompt and read through yourself. Another thing I did not mention is that I added the tools that I'll be using in the prompt. So I added that I was going to use either Google View 3 or Grok AI. And you can always add any video generation tool that you'll be using. But I love using Gemini's, or should I say Google Flow's Omni Flash model. That's what I actually used for this video. And so I had to put that it was going to give me in either 6 or 8 or 10-second output, which if you know Google Flow, you know that is how the generation comes out, the output comes out. So I basically just put that in so that it can give a proper context to the AI tool that is ChatGPT. So you are good to freestyle basically. Just make sure what you're doing is detailed with facts, giving it proper context so that it can understand what you want it to do for you. Now, the step 2 is once the script is approved, it's meant to help me generate a text to image prompt for every individual clip. Yes, so you can generate your images in Google Flow, you can generate your images on Meta AI, you can generate your images with any other tool that you like. Even Grok can help you generate your images, right? So I asked it, the step 2 was a text to image prompt using the style that I wanted. So this is a cartoon and it is 3D Pixar style animation. So I made sure I imputed that into the prompt. So for step 3, that has to do with the audio and the video clip prompts for the video generation tool I'll be using. Now, I ensured I don't like to have background music. So that is the reason I put each block must perfectly combine visual movement with specific vocal instructions while ensuring background music is completely silenced. Now, you know that this image generation tool, or rather the video generation tool like Grok and Google Flow, they come out in short clips. And so the continuity does not really flow. And I see some videos where, oh, there's a background sound in maybe just a short clip, 10 seconds clip, and by the next clip the background sound has changed and it doesn't allow for that smooth flow. So I made sure to add that I don't want background music so that each prompt for the video generation will not have background music, so that I can control the music that I want in my full clip when doing my video editing on CapCut. Right. So the next thing is to so the next instruction in the prompt was about if I have a story idea or not. Now, for this particular story, I had a story idea. So I fed it my story idea. If not, it would have ended at pitch me 3 trending children's cartoon concepts right away. That's where the prompt would have ended. But I had a story idea and I gave it my story idea. So it developed my story idea. But if you don't have, you can just use the prompt as is, because I will, in the prompt that you can see, I did not add my story idea to it. So you can use as is. But if you have a story idea, you can just, after putting your prompt, then at the end of the prompt, you add your story idea and then watch ChatGPT or Claude AI do the magic. So for my characters, my story idea, it's about respect, and then my characters were animals, as you saw. and then I gave it the storyline, the dynamic of the story, the setting. Then going over to the visual potential, right? I also gave it what to expect. There's the way cartoons move. So that's why I put that whole fast-paced manic movement. And then usually kid stories would have lessons. And so I put the lesson for the story, just a short lesson. And then I chose the animation style. I could have used maybe 2D style, animation style. I could have used claymation. I could have even used like any other style, but then I had to specify the exact style that I was going to use. Then once you're done with this, all you need to do is hit enter, and then ChatGPT would work on the instructions you were giving it in your prompt. So basically, once you enter your prompt into ChatGPT, it generates and starts acting on the instructions. So from step 0 to step 1 to step 2 to step 3, it then tells us what is the next thing I need to do. So since I already gave it my story, it just had to quickly go through it and tell me the next thing to do. So as you can see, step 0 was already settled. So all I did was to copy proceed to step 1 and enter it, and then wait for ChatGPT to act on step 1. And step 1 had to do with the characters, because step 0 covered the story creation. So step 1 had to do with the characters, including the character dialogue, the narrator voice, the action, the sound design, without background music, of course, and every other element that made up step 1 was carried out here. So after the step 1 is carried out, it wrote step 1 is complete. Now, if it did not complete step 1, it would have told me, oh, I need to do something or not. But step 1 is complete, so I had to enter proceed to step 2. So one thing is, with each step, the instruction in the prompt is you should stop and wait for my approval before moving to the next step. Stop and wait for my approval before moving to the next step. So I just entered approved, please proceed to step 2 after going through step 1 and checking that it did everything as I wanted it to. If it did not do what I needed it to, I would have entered and told it, oh, tweak this or tweak that. So take note of this when you're creating your own. Now for step 2, it went ahead to create the image prompts which I'm supposed to use in Google Flow. So after I created it, it broke it down into 16 clips. So 16 clips for the entire story. And then I approved it and told it to proceed to step 3. So step 3 is the final step in this particular prompt, and it basically covered the image to video prompt. So those clips, you find out that it gave me 16 prompts to convert each of those clips to images. And these prompts also contain the dialogue, what each character is meant to say, so that I will not break my head going back to the initial story to start copying anything. It added the dialogue into the prompts, so it made it very much easier for me to follow. So according to the prompt, right? According to the prompt, step 3 is the final step. So I initially thought that it had step 4 because it is a 4-part framework. But I had to go back to the prompt just to confirm. And upon confirmation, I found out that, oh, it's actually step 0 to step 3. So I decided to do something else in addition to the prompt, right? So in order to get my images, now the next flow would have just been to head over to Google Flow and start a new project and try to generate the images. But I mean, we are using ChatGPT and ChatGPT can create images. So I chose the lazy way out and I had to use ChatGPT to create my images based on the clips. So that means I would be getting 16 images out of ChatGPT. So in order to carry this out effectively, I had to enter a fresh but very short prompt. And it's simply telling ChatGPT to generate the images for each clip in step 2. Remember, step 2 is the step where the text to image prompts were written out, because step 3 is where the image to video prompts are written out, which is the final step. Now, for me, because I know that AI, when you use it over time, it tends to forget previous messages, right? Especially as this is the free ChatGPT version. So I had to go and copy each prompt. As I tell it to create clip 1, I'll copy the prompt for that clip 1 and add it just to reduce the hallucination. So for each clip I would be creating, each image, I would still ensure to not just mention that it is clip 1 or clip 2 or clip 3. I still went on to copy the prompt for that clip and paste it with the instruction. And then I added one more thing. Now, if I was using Google Flow to create this, all you need to do is select 16:9 aspect ratio for YouTube. But because this is ChatGPT, I had to indicate what aspect ratio I actually wanted. And it is 16:9 for YouTube. So I added that to the end of every prompt I had to use to generate the clips, that is the images on ChatGPT. So all I did was basically go back, copy the exact prompt, add it to the instruction to generate that clip, add my aspect ratio, and then hit enter so that it can generate. So now I'm done generating all the images for the entire story. That is 16 images I generated. And the next thing will be to head over to your video generation tool, whether you're using Grok AI, whether you're using Flow AI, whatever tool you're using, this is the time to go. But before I went, I to make it easier for myself, what I did was to download the images and ensure that when you're downloading them, you rename. Now, if you're using your mobile device, it may not be the same, but you can still, after downloading, rename them in your files, before uploading. Now, there's a reason I like to rename my files, because it makes it easier, and just makes the entire production process seamless. So once you're done downloading all your images, the next step is obviously step 3, which is the video generation. And it is time for me to go to my video generation tool, Google Flow AI. So just go over to Google Flow. If you want the direct link, if you've not used Google Flow before, all you need to do is have a Google account and type Flow AI in your search bar on Google and log in. Now, the good news is That watermark that Google Flows video used to have, they have taken it off. All you need to do is you can toggle it on or off. So just go to your setting. I think it is naturally or already turned off for most people, except you want to add it. It is already turned off. But just to be double sure, you can click on your profile and toggle it off. Now start a new project and you can rename it according to your project. I just like to rename things, pardon me. And then make sure you uncheck the agent and then select video. We already have our images, so we are not doing image generation. So just select video, select the aspect ratio, select the model you're using, and then the number of seconds. Now, the good thing with this prompt is that it also adds the duration. So each clip, it recommends the number of seconds that each clip should have. So all you need to do now is to upload your images into that project so that you can start converting them to videos. So I tried uploading the entire clips and it kept giving an error message. So I had to upload it one after the other. So all I needed to do was select clip 1, then copy the prompt for that clip and choose the appropriate setting, which is either 8 seconds or 10 seconds according to the recommendation, and then hit enter. I use the Omni Flash. That's the latest model, and I personally think it is the best so far. So once you're done selecting your settings, you hit your enter and it animates it. And so you can repeat that for the entire clips. Repeat this same process for your entire clips. And at the end, you have your 10 or 8-second clips, which you'll be merging together in your video editing tool like CapCut.
Today, I'm building the biggest fort ever!
Now, at the beginning of this video, I said that I created the entire cartoon for free. So, to be able to do that, Google only gives us 50 credits daily for each account, 50 free credits daily. And that can only generate, depending on the model you're using, I think the maximum it can generate is like 5 videos, depending on the model, depending on the number of seconds, as number of outputs. Now, if you notice in this entire story, the ChatGPT recommended 8 or 10 seconds clips. So since I was using 8 or 10 seconds clip, that means I was only going to be able to get maximum of 4 videos from each free account. So I had to make use of, for the 16, in fact I ended up doing 17 clips. So I had to make use of different Gmail accounts to be able to achieve this. So that is one way, or you just pay for the pro. The pro is I think 7,100 naira for those in Nigeria currently. You know, for 3 months you get it at 7,100 naira for each month. So you can do that and you'll be able to get up to 1,000 credits each month. So this is the entire workflow that I used. Now, after editing your videos, you can add captions if you want. Because I asked ChatGPT to take out all forms of background music, and I still needed to add it, right? Because we know that most animation, stories, movies would always have background music that makes it, more interesting. So I had to generate AI music to add to it, and I have a Gemini Pro account. That is what I use to generate the AI music. But if you'd like a step-by-step tutorial on how to go about this, you can let me know in the comment section so that I would create a tutorial, so that you can use your own AI generated music for your own stories. And that's it, lovelies. If you've stayed till this point, thank you for your support. Also, share where you're watching this tutorial from and if it helped you in the comments. If you want me to share a beginner's guide on how to monetize your AI cartoon channel, let me know in the comments. And I guess I will see you all in the next one. Bye!